everyone. Welcome. And we're back for another episode of Living the Florida Lifestyle. I'm Michael Baker, and as always, I'm with my co-host and partner,
Patricia Baker.
Thanks. And we are the Baker Global Team. And we're so excited that you came back to join us today because we've got a fantastic episode lined up just for you.
That's right, Mike. And today we're diving into one of the hottest areas in our market, Lakewood Ranch, and a new community, Seaire. And it's both of them are master plan communities. You will not believe what we're going to tell you. And we're highlighting two of those communities in there are Seaire, the Lagoon, and the luxurious Esplanade at Azario. And if you're a real golfer, you actually can get free golf if you move into Azario. Isn't that a deal? That should sell you some houses. You got to ask our golfing expert, Mike. He is our golfing expert. And we've
also got a special guest joining us. And we're thrilled. We're going to welcome Mike Chissell with the Chissell Mortgage Group. Mike's been in business over 37 years in the mortgage industry and has helped well over 3,500 clients secure their dream homes. He's going to break down what's happening with the mortgage rates today, what buyers need to know right now, and even share a special mortgage pricing deal that you're not going to want to miss.
And let's be real. There's a lot of confusion out there when it comes to mortgages. Is it still a good time to buy? Should you wait for rates to drop? And more importantly, don't even call us if you're not ready for us to send you to Mike and get you pre-approved, because we don't take you out the door without a pre-approval.
Or can you get a better deal through your cousin's friend who knows a guy? And that's what Mike's here to set the record straight on and help us really help you. So whether you're thinking about buying, selling, or just love staying up to date on what's happening right here in Sarasota, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch, or anywhere on the West Coast, stay tuned. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button for us. Follow us on YouTube. Find us on Spotify or any of your podcasts. You can find us on Apple, so you never miss one of our episodes.
Perfect. And right now, before we get into mortgages, I want to entice you to come to visit the Lagoon with me, and that's Seaire. It's a 4-acre lagoon, and it's at the heart of the community. Every home in Seaire has a membership into the Lagoon, and it's only $50 a month for the household. So the difference here is if you went into North River and decided we really love that lagoon, let's join the Lagoon. The Lagoon, as opposed if you lived in Seaire, it would be $50 a month to join, to be a part of it. And if you came in from North River, it's $900 a year. So there's a big difference in living in the Seaire community and living outside the community. So that's one of the really big advantages of becoming a part of the Seaire community. If you're going to be a member of and participate in all the activities that are happening at the Seaire. Metro Places has done it. They're getting free internet, that stuff up there, and all the lights are done by this. It's a whole new community coming in. Obviously, it's close to Sarasota, Bradenton, St. Pete, Tampa, and of course, it's in Parrish. Now,
how many builders are out there, Mom?
Well, that's the other thing we're just getting ready to talk about, because yesterday I happened to go out and I went and I visited all the different communities. The very first one is Dream Finders. Dream Finders is new to this area, and they have townhomes. And one of the things about their townhomes is they always have a bedroom in the ground floor. Don't find that often in a townhome. So if senior citizens do not like second floors, at least most of them that I know. So, and then they also have single family homes, and they all have unique floor plans, which you should enjoy visiting. Then they have DRB homes. They are really new to us, and they have the most unique floor plans. You really need to go. I fell in love. I know the one I want. It's only 6,000 square feet. But I fell in love with this one house. So you got to come out. Let me take you to my dream home at DRB Homes. Then we have DR Horton is getting ready to, they're breaking ground right now. They don't have any homes up, but they are going to have their express community and their other homes in there. We have Lennar, of course, has the townhomes and the single families. They've taken over a lot of property. They back up right to the lagoon. And then coming in, they're getting ready for in the back section. When you come into the end of the street, as you follow through, you're going to run right into the new Pulte community. And My Homes is getting there okay right now. So as you can see, there's a lot of different home styles that you've seen. They are giving 4.99 percentage. They've got a 2.99% mortgage. There's a lot of different things happening in that community to bring you in. We are actually house sitting for them every Thursday. If you come to the Dream Finders, you'll see us, and then we can take you out to all the different communities there. So the Baker Global team is becoming pretty much an authority out there at Seaire and all the other communities around, but we really haven't dived in to do Seaire because it's really bringing in the people coming into the community. It's something different, and we know you want to see different. Mike,
And I was kind of interested when I looked at it. I was really intrigued by how many different floor plans they actually have. I mean, it's got a floor plan for everybody, from a new family to a established family to the retiring family. I mean, it's got. I was surprised at how many different opportunities there are for us to be able to find you a home if you come down to visit.
Right. And that one of the things that I've noticed is in a lot of our communities, from builder to builder, they all kind of look alike. They got a roof, they got four sides, they got front window, they got a front door, they got a garage there. They're looking at you. Then you go to DRB homes. My heavens, we haven't seen this style of home. Every home looks different. It's just amazing. So it's kind of fun. And maybe you can tweak your own home where you live. They've done an excellent job. Most of these have all done an excellent job on decorating, and it's been an experience to go out to them all again. It's fun to see a brand new community within a community, and don't forget where these homes are sitting. They've got the new restaurants coming in. We've got new schools coming in. We've got a new middle school opening up this year because there's so many young people. And then out here in the parish area, we have 5 over 55 communities. So you wouldn't think with 5 over 55, you would have a brand new middle school going in. It's a growing community, and we got more and more coming. We got Home Depot coming in. We got either Home Depot or Walmart. We're not quite sure. We can't read that platform. They haven't given us a name yet. So, but we've already got 2 Publix. A third one is going in, and there'll probably be a fourth one. So, if you got 4 Publix on a street, on one street, you got a lot of houses branching off.
I think I saw there's a steakhouse coming into
Yes,
the lagoon itself as well. So
yes,
I mean,
it's
it's going to be a whole
right.
lot of yeah. You can go swimming during the day and have a steak at night.
Correct. Correct. And a lot of new restaurants are coming into the area. Once you start bringing in the homes, the restaurants come. Restaurants are expensive to sit there and wait for the community. This community just absolutely grew. And I know we are members of the Bayside Church, which is on Moccasin Wallow, and it grew and has a seating capacity of 800 per service. And we are having to expand because we're solid. So, and that's pretty much all the churches in our community are running into the same thing because we have so many wonderful people coming into our community. So we even help other churches go. We have a brand new church going into Palmetto. So we're excited. If you can't tell, we love our community.
Well, that's a great area. Then, obviously, a little bit south of there, we call what's the Moxawalla Palmetto area the North River area. And we're going to talk a lot about the communities that are coming in there. But a little bit south is the number one master plan community that's been basically rated or ranked as a destination point, Lakewood Ranch, for quite a while. And inside of Lakewood Ranch is the community we're going to spotlight today, is Esplanade at Azario. And now, great community. I'm going to spotlight on what I enjoy the most, the golf course. And Mom was talking earlier about the fact that you can play golf for free. Well, technically it's never free, but there are opportunities to be a discounted and not pay a lot of money. You get that's got the great range. You got the practice facility is on par with everybody, any top range you want to go to. and you get a chance to really get your game in action. So there's restaurants at the community pool, the housing market over there. It's Taylor Morrison really did a great job of building some amazing homes, and there's some homes that are available. So if you want to take a look at them, I mean, their houses range in the 500,000 plus, anywhere from a townhouse to a single family home. But we're talking some beautiful homes. And Lakewood Ranch has got a lot of communities inside of the park itself. I mean, it runs all the way from State Road 64 all the way south of University. And it goes way down there. And I think, so Lakewood Ranch is a large area east of 75. Depending on the time of the year, you're about 45 minutes to an hour to the beach. And there's a lot of places, a lot of restaurants, and I mean, town centers. I think there's 3 town centers in Lakewood Ranch now, with a 4th one getting ready. And in Esplanade, the golf course. It was designed by master golf course architect Wilczynski, who it is over 7,000 yards. The restaurants that are tied to it, you've got community restaurants, you've got major chains. I think there's 3 Publixes inside of the area. It's got a 15,000 square foot hub that gets you all of the weightlifting center, the workout center. So it's got a community where once you're in there, if you want to just stay in the community, you don't have to go anywhere. You can do all your shopping, you can do all your eating, you can work out, you can play golf. You never have to leave, or just jump outside the gates. You can go anywhere you want in the area. That's the cool thing about the area, is that we have lots to do. Matter of fact, we got a comment about off one of our last episodes. Somebody actually watched it and found out that of all the things that we have to offer, that their family didn't even know was here, and they've been living here. So the cool thing is, even though I've lived here all my life and Mom's been here for a long time, there's still stuff that we keep finding, that there are things to do that is just amazing, and some crazy stuff to do and opportunities. So we welcome you to come down and visit us, hang out with us, let us show you around, and find you that dream home that you're really looking for, because I'm telling you, there's plenty of homes, and our inventory is growing. It's a great opportunity to come down and negotiate the price of the house that you're looking for. But before we do that, we need to make sure that what we do is get you pre-approved. And on that note, hey, Mom, let's bring in our guest.
Hey, great.
Let's see if we can bring Mike in. And I'd like to introduce Mike Chissell with Chissell Mortgage Group.
Hello,
Mike's got over 37 years in the industry. And Mike, why don't you do me a favor and introduce yourself?
Well, thank you, Mike. Hello, Patricia. Hello, Mike. Good to see you again. I am Mike Chissell, president of Chissell Mortgage Group. We are a mortgage broker, proudly serving the state of Florida for over 37 years with nearly 4,000 past clients. We are brokers, so what we do is we go ahead and shop for our clients. Literally, we shop the market. We have, I call them the core 4, our top 4 lenders in the nation who offer some of the best pricing and programs for our clients. The clients don't pay me a fee because I get paid by the lender. So what happens is we don't have any of the junk fees that normal lenders may have on their loans. Also, we are known for closing on time. So whether we're closing in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 45 days, whatever the case may be, we are known for our excellent service and communication to all parties.
Absolutely. That's one of the key things of dealing with a lender, is you got to know what's happening, because so much going on. You're so much going back and forth between the realtor and the lender and the client. You got to know sometimes stuff gets missed. So we want to make sure there's always communication back and forth of what's happening.
We pride ourselves on receiving very little phone calls to the office, my staff of 4 and myself, because we pump out so much information to all parties involved: listing agent, selling agent, title company, insurance company, title, to make sure that we're all on the same track. We give them verbal phone calls and also give them written updates each and every week. So literally, everyone knows what's going on each and every week until the closing date of that file. And again, we were averaging approximately 5 days before closing our clear to closes. So we have an actual, not approval with conditions. Those are our clear to closes, which every realtor loves to hear. We are clear to close.
That's music to our ears. Mike, tell us a little bit difference between dealing with you versus a bank, and why should somebody come to see you?
That's a great question, Mike. Number one, again, being a broker, I have so many different programs that we can put clients into. Instead of you go to a bank or you go to a credit union, and they're great institutions. They do a great job: checking accounts, savings accounts, car loans, boat loans. But when it comes to mortgages, we have a personal interest, and that's all we do each and every day for the last 37 years. So we have different sets of guidelines. So if company A will not approve the loan, I can go to company B or C or D, where if you go to an institution like a bank or a credit union and the underwriters deny you, you're denied. There is no other opportunity there. Number two, pricing. We shop the country, like I said before, for the best rates in the nation, because not one company or not one institution is going to have the best rates every day. Interest rates are like gasoline prices. They go up and down daily. So we shop and I have a program on my computer right here that literally every minute of the day, I can see it right now, the bonds are down 6:30 seconds. What happens is that they have the ability to change during the day. So we have about a 15-minute notice before the lenders change all their rates based on this program. Also, what's happening is the personal touch. Folks, I'm like you both. You're 24/7 realtors. I'm a 24/7 mortgage guy. I take applications on weekends, weeknights, Saturdays, Sundays, because when that phone rings, that's our time to go ahead and take care of our clients to make sure they're being taken care of in the proper fashion. So you get the personal experience, better rates, better guidelines, more programs.
Very good. Mike, can you tell us what would happen, the difference? I have a client going out and I want the cheapest price. I'm going to knock that price down. And I say, wait a minute, why don't we ask them to pay down your mortgage points? Can you tell me what the difference would be and why it would be more advantageous?
Sure. Patricia, that's a great question. Depending on the length of time the borrower is going to be in the home, we have a program we can run scenarios for them to say, okay, great. Let's just use some particular rates. Okay, great. You know that you're going to be in this home for a minimum of 10 years. Therefore, instead of taking a pure 0-point loan, again, no broker fees because I get paid by the lender, but instead of taking a pure 0-point loan, folks, it may be you to go ahead and buy down this interest rate for this period of time because your break-even analysis states that it's going to be 3.5 years or 4 years or 2.5 years. This way, each and every month thereafter, you're saving X amount of money, which can add up to be tens of thousands of dollars over the life of the mortgage for the client. So it all depends on client needs, how long they're going to be in the property for. And, we of course pre-approve all our clients well in advance to make sure that we have a rock solid approval. So when we give the agents the letter, they know they're guaranteed good to go ahead and finance. But we don't encourage our clients to always buy at the maximum, by no means, because nobody wants to be house poor. They want to go out and what you were talking about now, enjoy life, go golfing, go to the restaurants, go shopping, experience the wonderful life of home ownership, but not being strapped to a mortgage that is just too big. So we want to make sure that we're doing the right thing for our clients, giving them the proper education regarding buying a property. And more importantly is, here's the mortgage amount. Can you live with it? If you don't want to, maybe we can get the seller to pay points to buy down the rate. Maybe we can do other things to go ahead and do 3-2-1 buy downs, 2-1 buy downs to bring those payments down in the initial years. And then as their income increases over the years, the payment also slightly increases. So it's not a burden on the borrowers.
Very good.
Fantastic. So for a first-time home buyer, obviously the mortgage process, the home buying process is all over the place for them. I mean, they've never done it. It's first time.
Yes.
What's a couple of things they can do to prepare? I mean, before we start going looking for them, what can you help them do to make sure their credit and they get the best rate possible because they are first time?
Oh, great question, Mike. And here's what we need to do is we hold their hand all the way through the process. Number one, let's find out what's the motivation for buying a property. Okay, what is the motivation? Is it for a backyard for the dogs or for the children? Are you planning a bigger family? Is the rents are ridiculous in Florida, unfortunately. So it's really better to buy a home than to rent a property. But most importantly is let's take a look at your credit right up front to make sure that you're credit worthy, number one. Number two, the lower the interest rate is because the higher the credit score. So the higher your credit score is, anything we can do to build that into the future when you want to buy a property will get you the lowest rate. If you have bad credit right now or bruised credit right now, we can go ahead and send you over to a friend of ours who does a phenomenal job on credit cleanup. We'll get you buyer ready in 3, 6, 9 months to match your time frame for when you want to buy a property, for when your lease comes up for that apartment. Number two is the cash. I mean, because when you invest in real estate, there's three parts of investments that make up the total cash to close for a mortgage. One is the down payment, two is the closing costs, and three are the prepaids. And people think, okay, my down payment will cover my closing cost and prepaids. No, folks. So that's where experienced realtors like Patricia and Mike come in to be with you and to negotiate on your behalf to get the best terms, because we'll show you everything right up front. Here's your monthly payment. Here's your cash to close. Here's the mortgage amount. Here's what you can finance, etc. So determining the debt to income. Don't go out and buy or lease a brand new car if you're going to be buying a home in the near future. Don't go out and buy a boat or an RV. Don't co-sign for your children's or for your brother's or sister's car loan, because that has a detrimental effect on your ability to buy a property.
Very good advice. And so many people, they think they're doing a big favor to their kids by co-signing, and then they come to buy a retirement home, and guess what? They can't.
Patricia, excellent point. Absolutely excellent point. Yes.
Well, what's going on with the mortgage industry as far as the rates right now? Obviously, the Fed just had their meeting this week, and everybody talks about the Fed doing this, Fed doing that. What impact have they had on you and your business as far as the rates and what's happening?
Great question. Hey, Mike, what happens here is the Federal Reserve controls the discount rate, which is the interbank borrowing rate of overnight banks. Okay. So it does not have a direct dollar for dollar effect on the long-term 30-year bond money. Okay. But it does have an influence on it. And like you just said, the Fed just met last week for their first meeting of the year. They meet twice every 3 months, which is 4 times a year. So they meet 8 times a year over the 4 quarters. And with the new administration in place, everyone has high expectations of interest rates coming down this year. We are looking forward to lower rates, to getting back to normalcy in the markets, across many markets. And so we feel that it's always a good time to buy real estate, because think of the people who bought the last 3 to 5 years. Look at the appreciation they've captured. That's going to their bottom line wealth creation. That is a beautiful thing. So it's always best to buy property, in my opinion, than to rent and then capture that appreciation long term. Then you can trade up, trade down, whatever the case may be. But our expectations, Mike and Patricia, are that interest rates should mellow out and smooth and go down this year, that we're all hoping.
Awesome. That's good to know. And I know a lot of the people I've been talking to have been all worried about interest rates going up, going down, not having a clue. So having a good mortgage guy to talk to definitely helps them ease their pain and ease their concerns.
Right.
And you know what's funny, Mike and Patricia, is yes, we've been spoiled from that, 20 to 22, 23 with the interest rates at 2, 3, 4%. Right now, depending on your credit score and down payment, you can get rates right now in the 6s. So historically, long term, the interest rates are excellent long term. But yes, we were spoiled recently, which I don't think we'll see again in my lifetime. But going forward, it's still a great time to go ahead and buy a property, even in the 6s and 7s. And then many people right now are buying properties, not paying any points to buy down the rates. That's their choice, because we give them options. And then they're waiting for rates to settle down and hopefully get back into the 4s and 5s and refinance then.
Absolutely.
I just like to say that people who buy, we just closed a home today. And when I sold him his original home in 2006, it was $85,000 for a 3-2 condo. And we just sold it for $400,000. His biggest concern is we actually gave a concession back to the buyer. He said, but I'm going to pay taxes on it, so I might as well get rid of the money some way. But when you invest in a home, it's the future. We have people who have become millionaires in buying properties because they have gone up at some point in the last 2 or 3 years. Some properties went up 46%.
Wow.
So you can't do that in a bank anywhere.
No. And Patricia,
even crypto.
Yes. And the number one wealth creation tool for the past 100 years has been real estate.
Yes.
Well, talking about investments a little bit, because you deal with investors. Not all of our buyers, our customers, are buying for themselves to live in. Are
Hmm.
there different programs available for investors?
Absolutely. Fannie, Freddie, FHA, and also, believe it or not, you can't do VA directly, but here's a great way to accumulate wealth to become an investor. Buy your first property, FHA, 3.5% down. When you're doing well and things are moving forward, and you want to buy another property, you go ahead, live in that property for 2+ years, go buy another property, FHA, right? Depending on where around the area is. You can put down conventional or FHA, 3.5% down or 3% down. VA, a veteran can buy multiple properties within a zone without 100%, the 100-mile rule. I've done this before 3 or 4 times for veterans buying a home, living in it for a year or two, buying a new home, living in it for a year or two, buying a new home, because they have the ability to do that as long as they have eligibility based on their VA status. The normal, typical, conventional 30-year Fannie Freddie mortgage is 15% down for investor properties. And what happens a lot of times is that when I talk to a client on the phone, especially out of state, and they want to buy an investment property here in Florida, my very first question is, do you own property right now in Florida? No, we don't. It's a second home. So now we're going to classify that as a second home because the terms are much more generous and lenient and lower interest rates than they are for investor properties. And when you buy a true investment property, you are buying a property that you can rent out. Please seek your CPA for advice as long as you want to, however you want to capture that appreciation and capture the rental income. And, again, the biggest creation of wealth in the last 100 years is through real estate. People buying their own primary homes plus second homes and investor properties.
Absolutely. Mom, got anything else for Mike? He's a wealth of knowledge.
No, I think we pretty much covered it and gotten people now so excited they can't wait to call us and find out. Hey, now the one thing, remember, when you call us and you want to buy a house and we ask you, what's your budget? Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay. And then I say, I got a great house for you. It's just what you probably want. And it's only $15 million. And they go, I can't buy that. Well, you said it didn't matter. And so they laugh and they go, well, I go, that's why we want you pre-approved. So the first thing we do before we even start looking at houses is we get you pre-approved. Once you're pre-approved, Mike gives us a letter that we then can take. And what we do is we utilize that letter. And so he says, all right, you're okay for $450,000. We find something for $460,000, which you can do. He'll then rewrite it. We never we don't buy you a $300,000 house with a $400,000 proof of. We do it exactly for what our contract is going to go for. We don't want to show our hand. We're playing poker on this thing. We got to keep a straight face.
Mm-hmm.
So our straight face comes in. We work, we negotiate. We're the negotiate twins here. And both of us are registered as negotiators, and we'll take you down and we'll get you the best price. It may not be what you think is the best price, but we got a buyer and a seller. And if both of you walk away happy, then we've done our job.
And I like to think of it this way: as you're hiring us as a team, not just we all work together for you, the buyer, the mortgage broker, the lender, us as the realtors. Our whole goal is you to get into that home. We're not worried about anything beyond that point. When you tell us something, you got to be truthful and honest with us all the time, because we're all working for you together. We're not trying to hide anything from anybody. That's important to know.
And we don't
Like anything else?
Well, we don't like surprises.
No.
If you've had a bankruptcy in the last 2 years, tell us up front. We can work around anything, but we have to know about it. And it's a shame for sometimes people don't want to tell you. It's just private. They don't like to tell people. Guess what? We're going to find out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But you could be halfway through your contract. You're going to buy it. You've already paid for an inspection. And then we find out nobody gives you back that money.
Great.
Mike, I appreciate you coming. Anything else you want to bring up? We're going to have all your contact information below.
Well, yeah. Well, thank you so much. Last thing is not only am I a mortgage broker for the last 37 years, I'm also a certified divorce lending professional, where I've taken extra classes and course is helping people navigate the divorce market. So if that ever happens to any kind of family member or friend, we'd be more than happy to go ahead and work with them also, in addition to giving them the best rates and best service out there in the business.
Hey, we were just trying to be positive. You keep bringing the negative up, don't
Oh,
you?
no. No, not negative at all.
You can get through with smiling at the end of a divorce. That's good. That's
Yes,
good.
yes,
Well,
indeed
Mike,
it
we
is.
appreciate you being on. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon, buddy. Thanks a
Thank you
lot.
so much. Thank you,
Thank
folks.
you for being here.
Thank you.
Oh, that was awesome. I'm glad he was able to join us, Mom.
Yep. And that's, mortgage partnerships are so important today when we're working with you. And sometimes people will tell us, well, it's cash, but maybe not all cash. Well, then you need a mortgage. And that we have. Doesn't matter if you're not going to come across with 100% cash, it's a mortgage. We don't care whether it's a 5% mortgage or a 95% mortgage. It's a mortgage. And then you have to qualify. And you've got to be honest. Honesty is the way to get the best deal for you. We don't care. We don't care
We just
what
got
you.
to know what we're working with.
Yep. And we work with you and get you there and get you to the house. And then we search for the homes. And yes, you can search, but so many times today, people think, well, I'm just going to go up and I'm going to go to realtor.com and I'm going to go to Zillow. Did you know when you're searching those, every time you touch a home, now you just go by it and you stop for a minute. Well, that's cute little potted plant on the porch. No, it said that's what you want. And that your name goes out to 5 realtors. And those 5 realtors are going to call you. Now, what if you sat there for an hour and you had touched 10 homes? That's 50 realtors got your name and phone number. Then they call you and you go, I didn't call anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm not looking for a house. But guess what? You did. So we ask you, give us a call. We'll put you on a search. Then you can search just the way you're doing it on the MLS and you're looking for homes, but nobody will call you because we will know what you're doing. We're not going to call you every time you look at a house, but if you've gone back and looked at a house 3 times, I can guarantee I'll or Mike will be on the phone to you and say, hey, do you want to go see that? But if you're not here, we'll go out and photograph it for you. Because remember, the homes that we as listing agents put out there, we make sure those pictures are beautiful. We do not take a picture of the wall that's been knocked down, or we don't take a picture of the house that really needs painting. We keep that section of the house out of the pictures. So when we go in and photograph it for you, we take the hole in the wall or the hole in the floor. We show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that's why it's important to have your local realtor, us, go take movies of it and send it up to you. Then you'll know, okay, it's worth hopping on a plane and taking a look. And if you're really brave, we've had many customers buy their home and never see it until I send them the keys and then they come down. So if you're not that brave, well, then come on down. If you are, believe me, I'm good.
So, Mom, do you think it's a good time to buy?
Yeah, because I'm starving. There's always a good time. But you know what? Yeah, it is. Because if you don't, are you looking for a house? Now, if you're not looking for a house, then don't buy a house. But if you wanted to move to Florida, we're not moving. And you're saying about the hurricanes. Well, let me tell you something. Have you noticed there have been hurricanes in other sections of the country? There have been fires. There have been tornadoes. There have been free snow every place. Every place. So you can just pick what you want it to happen to you. This is in the middle of a globe. It's floating around the world, and it's going to happen. I went through 3 hurricanes this year, and guess what? I'm still here. And my homes are all still here. There are people who lost their homes. And I talked to one of my clients just last night. They literally lost everything in their home. But guess what? He said the house looks better than it ever did because they completely rebuilt it. They had insurance, they got it rebuilt, and they're still here. So don't worry about what's going to happen. I'm not going to live there. It's too hot. Well, guess what? New York City in the middle of the summer is as hot as Florida. And we have air conditioning. You come out of your air-conditioned house, you go into your air-conditioned car, you go to the air-conditioned restaurant. The only place that's not air-conditioned is the beach, and then you go to the water. What can I tell you? We
There you go.
live where you want to live and don't worry about what's going to happen. If you listen to naysayers, they will beat you out of what could be the most wonderful time of your life.
And we are fortunate. We like to call it, we live in paradise. And we are honored to have lived here as long as we have. And we would love to show it to you. And I do believe it's a great time to buy. It's a lot of homes coming to market, a lot of opportunity to be able to negotiate and get a great price on a home that's been around for a while, because there are people fearful and want to move out of here and are scared. Take advantage of their fear. Let's buy the house that you want at the price that you can get it at. Kind of what we're here for is to help you do that. Mom, I want to thank everybody. It's great having Mike with us today.
Yes.
We've had a great episode. We talked about Seaire, the new community with the Lagoon. I can't wait to show off the pictures. Esplanade at Azario with the golf course and the community up there through Lakewood Ranch. We learned about mortgage rates. We learned about all the stuff that's going on mortgage, difference between a mortgage broker. And next week, what are we going to talk about? Do you have any ideas yet? Have any ideas what you want to talk about?
No.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Well, I had thought about it. I thought we would go a little bit, talk maybe some waterfront houses and maybe a couple of communities and see what we can do. But
we have a couple
don't
of
forget,
properties on the beach.
Absolutely. Hit that subscribe button. Find us, share us. We love having you there. Don't forget to comment. Send us any of the questions. We'd be happy to talk about them. But this is the end of the episode. We appreciate you joining us. And if you made it this far, thank you.
Thank you. And we look forward to, maybe we'll get a title person to come in and tell you what to expect at the end after you've bought your house, what you can expect at the closing table.
There you go. Have a great night. I'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.